If you feel like you cannot stay in high vibration for very long time when you finally get here, or you feel the pressure to have to stay in this high vibration to be able to manifest the life that you dream of. If you feel this, this might be the exact thing that is making you feeling even more exhausted and burned out. I'm going to tell you about the high vibration trap that almost nobody is talking about, and why it keeps sending you here in this drained, exhausted energy. I'm going to tell you the exact, much more simple method to manifest anything. And this is not a manifestation trick. This is more the energy that is going to make you more consistent, to stay in the more consistent energy, good energy, or high vibration, so called. Let's get into it. My name is Jeanette, and welcome here, and let's get into today's video. So if you hear, I'm quite sure you have been healing for a long time or working on manifestation, and you might have noticed this, that you maybe, I see a tendency for this, and that we are in high vibration and it's feeling so vibrating and so exciting, and I'm feeling it, I'm feeling my new life, right? And just the next moment you boom, all the way down here, right? And where you just feel knocked down and 10 steps back. And this is quite normal. I used to be here also, and I noticed this was so similar in my clients again and again. And when we started working more on this, more on our energy and why we cannot stay consistent in our energy, then that's really when it changed. It both changed in my life, it started changing in my client's life also. Because when we are in this up and down, the universe cannot find out what energy we're sending out in the universe, right? And there is a tendency in the manifestation world or the spiritual world that we have learned this, that we have to stay in high vibe or high energy. So I'm also going to explain to you that these two things are very different things. So high vibration, so there is a tendency that we have learned in this whole guru era or whatever, learning from all different people about manifestation. I did it myself also, that we have to stay in high vibration to be able to attract certain things. And this can either be a certain way of explaining it or a certain way of understanding it. It doesn't really matter, but what matters is the belief that you have created through this. Because if we are staying in this high vibe, as maybe you know, as high vibe, where you're just feeling like, oh, you're electric and you're so excited and you're feeling it. And this quite often is a trauma response of being happy, right? That this is what we have learned as safety, because this up and down. But what most often happens when we are living from this, that I have to stay in this high vibe all the time, then we quite often have, yes, created the belief that I have to stay in this. So when we are not in high vibration or this low energy, when we have low feelings, or then we might have this belief that is saying that my manifestation is going further away. Now I cannot get my manifestation, or I'm blocked. This is quite often also what we have gotten as a belief, that now I am blocked because I am low vibe. And this is what we need to fix, because it can be so easy to stay here. And this is when we actually end up in guilt of not being spiritual enough or high vibration enough or performance, right? And this is when we start to suppress our emotions, what is really going on, the real vibration that's really going on. When we're suppressing our feelings, we're also blocking our intuition. We cannot feel things clearly anymore. And then it becomes this hyper vigilance or constant high vibe that is actually creating nervous system stress, right? It's not creating safety. It's not creating calm and peace and yes, and safety, right? So it becomes spiritual performance, and performance energy equals exhaustion. It just becomes exhaustion because there's nobody who can stay consistent with that. And low energy doesn't block manifestation or the things that you want in life, but chronic stress does. So if you're stressing your nervous system, you're pushing your manifestation further and further away because you feel you're sending out a vibe that I need to be a certain thing to earn my manifestation, to deserve my manifestation, right? Can you see that you're sending out an energy? Oh no, I have to be here. I have to be in this energy to deserve what I want in life. But then this is exactly where we are just manifesting more reality that is creating this energy. So let's say a job that will stress you out more, a boss that will stress you out more or trigger this emotion if we think that we have to be in this high vibration to get what we actually want. And we want to go here because if you're here, you're also an empath. You need calm, you need peace, right? You probably want a life where you can take the time that you want, or where you don't have to be forced or follow certain procedures that is turning off your whole vibe and your energy and draining your energy. So when we are creating this inside ourselves first, then it becomes so freaking easy to attract these things that is staying here in the calm, consistent energy. Because then we get to the point that I really truly want you to understand that manifestation or attracting what you truly want is not an emotional hype. All emotions are high vibration as long as we stay in them and meet them with respect and no judgment. Manifestation is about a safe nervous system. And when we start to notice, where can I not stay safe in my nervous system, and reframe that and reset it. So that's why I keep talking about life reset. When we reset our nervous system into safety, into complete safety of safe, of being happy, of safe, of safe to have what you want in life, safe to get what you want in life, safe to be happy. And this is where we need to catch it. Why can I not be safe here right now? And what is it that's making me in this hyper energy? And once we truly lean into this safety in the nervous system, you will discover a happiness, a contentness, an abundant energy, and a magnetic energy that you might not even have experienced before. That's why it's so foreign for us to be able to stay. And that's why we feel like we need to work to get there. But actually, we just need to lean back into it. And once we lean back into it, that is when we can create a life where we have more time, where we have more abundance. Time is also abundance. Abundance is also time. Time to be with our children, time to be with our family, time to do the things that we really love, painting, dancing, and time to think, time to feel yourself. And this is when clarity comes so much more pure through, where you can take inspired action to create that life. Because that is also what we can have misunderstood, that I just have to lean back and let it happen. No, we have to lean back into the energy, and that is when that inspired energy, not when we're trying to force anything through or trying to force something to happen, because this is also when we can tend to, when we're trying to go into this high vibration, this is when we can tend to think there is something that I want to manifest in my life that is going to make you happy. And that's why I sometimes say that I stopped manifesting, because the things that I think is going to make me happy is not going to make me happy. I know that. I need to look at, why am I not safe in my nervous system right now? What is standing in the way of me being safe in my nervous system? Because once we reframe it and land into this safety in our nervous system, that is when the things that truly makes us happy shows up in our life, or we are inspired to create it. And this is so freaking amazing. Much better than trying to stay high vibe all the time. So to sum it up, low energy does not block manifestation. Chronic stress does. Pressure does. Feeling need to perform, or pressure to perform spiritually and to be something, to be this perfect spiritual person, or what have we, to be able to deserve what we want in life. Scratch that. Because really the most magnetic, abundant energy, here where it comes more slowly, more blissfully, it starts from, it's created from a regulated nervous system, a groundedness, a steadiness. Can you feel it? It's more, it just comes more naturally. And it's just like letting the emotions through, exactly like the nature, just letting and allowing the seasons of, yes, losing the leaves, right? So, and how to do that, I have a simple method, let's call it that, but it's so simple because really it's about resetting. It's about resetting this performance energy, this forcing energy, to get into rising from this steadiness, from this groundedness, from this regulated and safety in our nervous system. And if you want to learn more about that, I go deep down into that in this video somewhere here. And I'm so excited to tell you about it, because how easy life and how simple it can really be. We have learned so much. You have learned so much. I know you do. You have sucked it all in. And now it's time to embody it instead. There's nothing wrong with anything that you have learned. It's just also there has been created some beliefs. If this is what you're feeling, this exhaustedness, or you end up in this burned out energy, or having this very up and down energy, right? So head on over and see you there, or go out and have an amazing, grounded, safety day. Bye bye.